Why would you put money into an infinite banking policy when a stock investment or a real estate deal could make you way more money? If you are asking that question, then you're asking the wrong question. And somebody misaligned what infinite banking is. Infinite banking is not the investment, not legally, not by description, not by any other standard. I'll be really clear about this. Life insurance is never an investment, period. What this is a place to store capital. I want you to think about this more like a savings account for our funds than anything else. And when you compare this as a savings vehicle where we store capital before we deploy it, whether it's in a real estate deal, a land deal, whatever you're going to put dollars into, a business, then this is where the benefits really shine. The ability to get compounding, true compounding, uninterrupted compounding interest on your money in a savings vehicle that we have 100% leverage against to borrow on our terms, their rate, our repay back terms, to whatever we want is a massive, massive boost to our monetary system that we use. And what we're essentially doing is recapturing the process of what the bank does. What the bank does, now granted, they have 10x leverage because of fractional reserve bankings and how the Fed works. But as a dollar comes in, they will then turn around and lend that dollar out. Now they may pay you, let's say 1% for it sitting in a savings account, but now they're going to go charge 20, 25% on a credit card, and they're going to make that spread. Now, the idea is that the amount that we finance, just like the spread there, we want to capture that in our life because that financing amount in our life is actually the highest amount of capital that you can capture because we finance everything that we buy. This is made painfully obvious in Nelson Nash's book, Becoming Your Own Banker. And it's the portion of money that people don't really think about. And that's the portion that we give up, all the future earning potential, because we tend to think of things as either debt or we have it. But really, if you have it and you spend it, you've lost the opportunity to ever gain on that dollar again. This is lost opportunity cost. And it's something we just don't even know. Most people don't know how to calculate, or they just don't think about it because in their mind, it's I have dollar spent. I may not have dollar anymore, but now I have the thing. But what this does to your wealth curve, if you think about your wealth curve as a big curve that goes up over time, an exponential curve, is it starts lowering over time. So you might have started off up here, and then over time, because of big spending, you're going to end up here and here, and you're going to end up lower and lower and lower. And that you're going to create this massive gap. And that massive gap is from the inability for those dollars to gain for us ever again. So we want to capture that cycle. We want to capture that growth. That is exactly what infinite banking does. It is not the investment. It's where we store the capital before we put it into the investment. Hope that makes sense. Hopefully this is clearing up some topics in infinite banking for you that, frankly, when I look around at social media, whether it's TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, whatever it is, most of the information out there is a bunch of half-truths. You may have heard people say things like, you can become your own bank. Not really. Like you're not being a charter bank, right? Becoming Your Own Banker by Nelson Nash was talking about the banking process, not a physical bank. You are not going to compete with Wells Fargo. You hear things all the time like how you pay back interest and paying it back to yourself, and that's not really true either. So I am here to try to shed a light on this, to try to give you guys education. I'm not going to be dancing. I'm not going to be doing all the TikTok things and all the entertainment. I'm here to educate. And if I'm not your guy, that's okay. But I hope this lands in an audience that appreciates that, will actually take this information and apply it and realize the stuff that I give you is as transparent and truthful as possible. I hope this makes an impact for you on wanting to get into the infinite banking circles. Thanks. We'll talk soon.